So this is actually what it looks like with the yoke and the screen up here. You can see it shows our speed, that we're in autopilot, our range, our total mileage, the battery percentage. It literally shows everything that most people would assume would be right in front of the steering wheel, and what most people like in front of the steering wheel, especially coming from a different vehicle than a Tesla that might have that display right here. So the Juniper Model Y is an amazing vehicle. It is honestly probably one of the best all-around Teslas. But today we're gonna fix probably one of the biggest complaints people have with it. So coming from a daily driver of a 2022 Model X to this, I can honestly say there are some things that I miss. I will say though, I am happier probably with the Juniper Model Y, but some things that I miss and a lot of people actually do miss is some kind of screen right here in front of the driver. A lot of good information there. While yes, you can look down here, a lot of people are genuinely used to just a screen here. So we're gonna fix that today. But we're also getting rid of the steering wheel. So in our Model X, we actually had a yoke, and I miss it. So we're gonna try out a yoke for this. They also do make a Cybertruck style steering wheel, so maybe we'll try out the yoke and then maybe the Cybertruck wheel in the future. But essentially what we're gonna do is try to make our Juniper Model Y kind of like a Model X. So we'll go ahead and link everything down below. Obviously, we always like to hook everybody up, and thanks to Tesstudio, we are hooking you guys up with one of the best discount codes around. So we'll go ahead and link it all down below if you would like to pick any of this up. But we're gonna be doing the center screen like so, and that actually replaces this part of the back of the steering wheel. And then the yoke, obviously, who doesn't know what a Tesla yoke looks like? But essentially, this is it. So we're actually gonna have this here instead. I really like the yoke. I got really used to it on our Model X, so I think I'm really gonna like this. Now, first thing first, we're gonna go ahead and get some of the doors open, get some wires run, and be able to take the steering wheel off. Now, that being said, the Tesla service manual does say when doing this to disconnect the battery and everything. I'll go ahead and link to those instructions below. I've never done that in the past, and we're probably just gonna turn off the vehicle, and I think that should be sufficient. I guess we'll tell. Maybe something will go wrong with the vehicle, but it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Typically though, if you are working with airbags and stuff like that, it is always best to turn off, fully disconnect any kind of battery. So keep that in mind, you can do you. So two parts here, you're gonna have the screen, then this is going to be the replacement cover on your steering wheel column. Then you're gonna have a few different wires. This has actually got a front camera module if you would like to do that. We're not doing that because the Juniper Model Y has a front camera already. But if you got this for like your previous gen Model 3 or Model Y, do the front camera. I love having a front camera so much. But luckily, we don't need to worry about that. You have a cable connector set, which will actually hook up in the passenger A-pillar down below. We'll show you that in a minute. And then other things it comes with, pry bar to remove the OEM plastic piece. You have a little screwdriver and some screws. You have a couple pieces of this kind of like electrical tape that's a little grippy. And then you actually get a metal wire fish. So this actually is gonna help us pull the wire where we need it to be. This is actually kind of super nice. If you get this kit, keep this, because you can use this for other accessories, and these are very nice to have. The first thing we're gonna need to do over here is actually remove all this to get the connectors on this side. So we're gonna kind of pull on this rubber seal, kind of loosen this up all the way, and this is a good time to maybe vacuum all the dirt and crap that your passengers have brought in. Just comes right off. Then there is a little push pin right here, which we'll go ahead and use this to kind of pop out. And we need this push pin out to be able to remove all of this. So it just looks like so, and when it's in, it's like this. And then I just will use the little pry tool, get under here, and then you can kind of wiggle it, lift it up, and then pull it right out. So we'll go ahead and start back here and just lift it this whole side piece straight up, and then this toward you, or the rear of the vehicle. And we'll go ahead and put that in the safe spot. So first off, you'll kind of see one side's gonna have some big connectors, one's gonna have these. These two are what will fish through the center console to the back of the steering wheel. So we don't need those right now. We can start with this side. So this side's gonna have two different connectors. You're gonna have these connectors and these two connectors. And essentially, these two can mate to each other. And the whole idea with that is we're gonna take out the OEM plug, plug this in, and then the OEM plug's gonna plug back here, so that way we can get any kind of signals that's going through, so that the screen can read like the current speed and all that, as well as get power. So for the small little white connector, we're actually gonna do that right here. So we'll go ahead and unplug this one, and then we'll plug in the new one, and then put this one into here so that everything will work as normal there. And then for this plug, it's actually gonna be this right here, which is an empty plug. There's nothing else connected to it. So that makes it even easier. So we're just gonna go ahead and plug this in. And then this will just sit in here. And that way, in case anyone ever needs to access that plug, they don't even have to just connect this. They have it right here. So to run our wire, we're gonna need to do a few things. And first thing, we're gonna go ahead and remove this side panel right here. And we'll need to do that on both the driver and passenger side. I found at the very forward part, I can kind of get my fingers under it. Then you can start pulling it back and popping it out. Comes out pretty easily, honestly. And yeah, you'll hear some clips coming out, but it will sound worse than it is, don't worry. And if some of the clips play a little hard to get, a standard flathead screwdriver normally does the job. However, sometimes a tool like this where you can kind of get behind it also helps. So if you have access to those, that could make this potentially a little easier. And just like that, we got it out. So we'll go ahead and put this in a safe spot as well while we're working. Okay, so now that we got that all removed, what we're gonna go ahead and do, there's actually a massive opening right here, and I think we could probably run all this there. We'll go ahead and tuck everything probably behind this, and then here on the driver's side you can see, boom, right here. Now for removing this, I found it easy. If you pinch it, it kind of pops up just a little bit, and then you can get your pry bar in there, pop this side out, tool in there, just like that. You should be able to lift this pretty much straight up. And then it does have actually this little safety wire here. So we'll go ahead and pinch that, get it through that hole. Now what we're gonna do is go ahead and use our trusty wire here. That's included, which is great. Kind of undo it. And then we're gonna go ahead and put it right down here where we took the top cover off. And basically, we're gonna wanna get it to right down here so we can pull some of these wires up. Okay, just wanted to show you how I got that wire kind of up there. I just popped down that one magnetic panel, like right there. You can kind of see the magnet. And then used the steel wire. And actually, the way you want to do this, and the easiest way I found is kind of crack this piece up a bit. You don't break it, you just undo some of the clips. And then you want to fish it up from like this side, because that's where the biggest opening is. If you try to go like straight back or on any other side, you won't be able to get it. You have to kind of go at it from like this side. It took a little bit, but got it. So just be patient with it and you'll get it, no problem. Kind of hold this up a little bit as you're pulling, and you should be able to get that as well as like the big part through, no problem. But this is all the wire that we'll need. When we are getting ready to connect it, we have this here. We'll go ahead and actually snap this bigger section back together just like that on the left and on the right side, just like that. And so on the bottom of this, we went ahead and attached the screen to the base with just 2 screws right here and right here. And so that makes a solid connection. Now, the yellow is what you will do if you have the front camera. Since we don't have the front camera, we're just gonna kind of lay that down when we put it in and not worry about it. The blue is going to be your CAN bus data right here. and red is going to be your power, and they will hook up to the coordinating ones up here. There's no yellow one that we fish through because the yellow one is in this bag with the front camera that we're not actually doing. If you would like instructions on that, definitely check out their website because they have everything there. So I'm gonna put my foot on the brake to kind of recenter my steering wheel because we haven't changed that out yet. And then I'm gonna get everything plugged in, tuck the wires in, and then you can see these connectors hopefully right here will just snap in just like the OEM one came out. It is a good idea to actually go ahead and take some of the little black strips that they had included, which are basically electrical tape. If you have that, you should use that too. But we have these two little strips, and it does say to kind of wrap these around just so they don't ever come undone. So we're gonna go ahead and just do that real quick. So we'll go ahead and kind of tuck these wires back in as best that we can. Go ahead and put this front part in. Get everything lined up and then snap it away. Okay. Oh. Everything turns just fine, no friction, everything feels great, lines up great. And that's exactly what it looks like now. I mean, we're kind of looking at it through here. Look, we got blinkers. That's awesome. I think it's actually touchscreen too. I don't know how to use it. We'll figure that out. We'll figure it out. I played around with it just for a few seconds. Okay, so one, if you swipe up, you can adjust the volume. I haven't had it say anything to me yet, so. And then this is brightness set to manual, but if you swipe in, look at all these cool things. You got Android Auto, CarPlay, everything. You got your settings, so we can do all this. We can go ahead and change this to whatever we are. I honestly don't know here in Colorado. Maybe it's like 4, I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. PSI, steering wheel control, we're gonna leave that off. Time, display, appearance, night mode because only serial killers keep it in light mode. This is always in dark mode. You got Rainbow Road up here. We're gonna go in Fahrenheit. Car is pearl white. You got your CarPlay, Android Auto stuff right here. Steering warning, speed limit, HUD, connect if you want. You can do software updates. This is cool. Okay, I went ahead and turned the power off already on the vehicle. I didn't unplug anything, but the screen's not going off, but we can swipe